Yeah, what is up, guys? Avon Duke coming at you from Brooklyn, New York. Oh, yes. What's today we're talking about?
Today we're talking about Fury of 5.
Yeah, that's...
We're going to continue our hardcore videos talking about bands so that you can watch every show and know something about it.
Yeah. So,
from the point of view of the jerks that went to the shows.
Yeah, I think most of the time we've only done just like old school hardcore, except for Hatebreed. Hatebreed was like... that was like more of the late...
We're going to do every band we got.
Yeah, we're just going to cycle through everything until we fucking exhausted every single band that we can go through. Today we talk about, so this is in wild style, so you might be so white that you don't understand what it says, but it says Fury of 5. So Fury of 5 is, holy shit. I almost forgot about them because I haven't listened to them in so fucking long. This is the first record, right? At War with the World.
Yeah,
I believe so.
It's the first record. Where'd you see them at?
I actually never got to see them live.
Really?
Because I think when I got into them, I don't even know if they were playing anymore.
They were from Asbury Park, New Jersey?
Yeah, they were from New Jersey. If you know anything about... They're kind of like beatdown, but not really. It's kind
People
of...
like to refer to them as metalcore?
They kind of are metalcore, but with like a thug tinge of like
metal.
hip-hop.
When you see groove metal, it means thug.
Yeah. It's like hood. Yeah, they're kind of hood. They're like... I mean, if you look at them, they look like a lineup of fucking criminals from like, I don't know, some.
And like the last time I got arrested, I hung out with them.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of these stories are real, are true.
If they're not, just let us know.
I wouldn't doubt it, but like, as far as I know, I heard that they would just constantly destroy venues. Like, just they would come in, or they would fight with a lot of the, just because it's fucking like beatdown shows, so. It would constantly erupt into violence, right? So, like, if you've ever been to a beatdown show, and if you don't know what beatdown is, so beatdown is basically like this weird fusion of hardcore and death metal. So, I mean, if you're familiar with Bulldoze, which is what we're probably gonna do another video on them too. It was this weird merge of, it's weird. It's hardcore, death metal, and like hip hop. It was really weird. It was like a tough. It was the most tough guy shit.
I mean the breakdowns.
Yeah.
And the groove into the song because you could feel it.
Yeah, it was all about like really heavy fucking breakdowns where people would just destroy each other. So all the fucking jokes about like if you've ever been to like metalcore shows of like bands that nobody really like Suicide Silence or stuff like that, where like the people are doing karate kicks and all the old metal guys hate it. That's like a beatdown thing. That did not come from like hold on. This is pissing me off. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so that's like a beatdown thing. That came from, as far as I know, that when I was going to hardcore shows, everything was beatdown in like the early 2000s.
No,
this was like 90.
Beatdown started in the mid 90s.
Yes, that was So that was like the early.
You gotta remember, we got into hardcore like I was 17 in 97.
Yeah.
No, what am I talking about? In 97, I was 12. Oh, shit. I burnt like hell. No, I was 17 in 2003.
Yeah.
No,
So
2001.
So you've been lying about your age this whole fucking time.
Whatever. I forget how old I am.
Yes.
184.
Yeah, there you go. So
all right, fans, do the math. Either way, we started going to show in 97, so I was probably 12 or 13 going to shows.
Yeah.
Getting kicked in the head.
Yeah. Well, you started going on what, punk rock shows first, or was it hardcore shows?
Punk rock shows were back then in '97 were mixed in with hardcore shows.
Okay, so
and then
still
but then we discovered Castle Heights, and then
that's hardcore.
Because then I would go back and forth like ABC No Rio, which never had no hardcore shows, except guys who say they were hardcore, but then they would throw food at you.
Yeah.
They're like, you must eat this. This is lovely. Killer Idols are God.
So, Jesus.
They're a good band, but like I get it. Like that's that Black Flag hardcore.
Yeah, but
I'm used to this hardcore.
These guys, this is like when it was straight up just metal. Like they're metal with like kind of, I guess, thugcore. You kind of want to call it. I don't know, because
but we relate to it.
They're in a similar vein like E-Town. Like they're kind of like that.
Well, that's on their thank you list. Is like E-Town.
Is it really? Well, New Jersey. Yeah. That makes sense.
But here's the thing. That's what we grew up on, and we kind of understand it.
Absolutely.
It's our generation of anger.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the guys who are a little bit older than us.
Well, my understanding of hardcore before anything was all the beatdown stuff.
Yeah.
So like GFY and all that shit, like EGH.
Everybody gets hurt.
Yeah, everybody gets hurt. 5 Minute Major. Like that was the hardcore that.
1 Second Thought. Most Precious Blood, Indecision.
Full Blown Chaos.
They played the other day.
Oh my god, yeah. Before Ray Mazzola was the singer, it was I think his name was Joe. I used to have the CD of like the original.
That is
EP
so
of the
expensive
first.
to find the real media from Full Blown Chaos.
Really?
But it's worth it.
Yeah, that shit was fucking great.
Mindset, then that became Sworn Enemy.
Yeah. 36 Deadly Fists that played local shows. Those were like, that was all the
They destroyed local shows.
Dude, those shows, if you were around back then, that shit was bananas. Those shows were
And back when nobody hated the guy, 25 to Life.
Yeah. Hey, well, yeah. That's before he
rode in on a horse.
Rick on a horse. That's still the greatest meme of all time. Anyways, yeah, I mean, so these guys are in that vein. If you like, let's say, if you like E-Town Concrete, which I know maybe a lot of people don't because it's like kind of hood, and when E-Town Concrete came out, they kind of got lumped in with like a Limp Bizkit type of thing. Not with like anybody because nobody knew who they were. But it was like because they were like hood cats and
well,
it
here's
was
the
metal.
thing. Here's the thing. We were checking out a band for the first time from the Midwest called King 810, and people called them hated that metalcore. Yeah. But we liked it so much because it reminded us growing up.
Yeah.
Because we understand.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that hate and that anger and how everything's going to shit. Yeah. And you write about it.
Yeah,
this was our version of hardcore.
Like this hardcore had like an angrier tinge to it.
Buildings on fire in Brooklyn.
It wasn't kind of like, from what I remember, it wasn't very it wasn't like Bulldoze and that slow sort of like, if you listen to old Beatdown, like Bulldoze, if you listen to Bulldoze and then you go back and you listen to perfect example is Death, Leprosy. If you listen to Pull the Plug, it sounds like a Bulldoze song, or vice versa. Bulldoze sounds like Death, like Pull the Plug. It's just that really heavy, meaty type of music that is not the fast, aggressive hardcore. It is, but it's like mix. It's a fusion. It's just that instead of like the crossover thrash, it basically turned into crossover death metal kind of.
Yeah, no,
it's just basically hardcore death metal turning.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that pisses me off. If you look at the guys who dress in death metal, they just wear shorts and sneakers and a death metal shirt.
Yeah.
Same shit would beat down.
Well,
maybe you see an Echo Buddy here.
Except with like a New York Yankees hat, like a fit-in or some really shit. From Queens. Yeah. It was like that kind of. They're like that wave of like hardcore bands where like the hip hop part started merging. Like you had kind of Madball is kind of the same thing.
They've got like the fathers of that shit.
Yeah, they've got still that same sort of like hip hop vibe. He had if I remember right, I want to say it's one of the guys from here had a band, another hip hop group kind of called Box Cutter.
Okay, cool.
Was it the singer of Wisdom and Chains? I don't remember who it was, but it was it's really obscure. It's really obscure. I forgot who it was, but anyway, they were. But these guys are really good. This album I never listened to too much. I listened to This Time It's Personal. I think it's the second
was that War of the World from Victory Records.
Yeah.
The cool part is when you see the old Victory Records stuff. Is got the little tribute to Rabies up here in the corner.
Yeah, it was.
Collect those. I got this from some kid's collection who sold me a bunch of stuff, and I was very happy to get this because I remember having the CD as a kid and not being able, and I didn't know it was on vinyl. So if I find it on vinyl, I'll keep it.
Yeah,
I try to own everything hardcore growing up. You when you collect stuff, like obviously from all the shit on the walls, like you realize I collect a lot of stuff, but it's one of those things that like if you're gonna find some niche that you like, collect it, but don't go too far into whatever else you're into. Don't pay too much. You'll find it over time, especially like we found a lot of good records in like other states. So now I'm getting into more early 90s hardcore like Shelter and Shia Lude and all that stuff because we found it in other places because people leave New York and then sell it. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up with this one.
I mean, I'm sorry, we kind of went out on a tangent.
Well, check
out Fury of 5. They're good shit. This album, This Time Is Personal, is really good. If you like kind of like more heavy hitting, like I can't hold back from saying thuggish, but like it's like mad hood type of shit. But it's still like heavy and it's still hardcore. If you like that kind of like over the top like tough guy hardcore, you're gonna like this shit. So I mean, if you like E-Town, you're gonna like it. Also, I think he did guest vocals on the Mushmouth record.
That's
I think the second Mushmouth record, not out.
There's a bunch of bands that played together that we didn't realize were all good, like Ringworm, Mushmouth, Integrity. All those bands put together. These guys, I think, are toward Europe with Integrity, which I read about, which I know. I'm not into a lot of bands like Propane and Violence. I gotta check them out.
Yeah, Violence you'll like. Propane, I'm not a big like.
But you gotta check them out. You gotta give every band a chance. Like today we're listening to a lot of stuff in general.
Yeah. I mean, So I mean, check it out. Fury 5. Find anything you can. It'll probably be hard to find like any physical media of them. I haven't seen anything by them. I didn't even know you had this fucking record.
Yeah, he bugged out. I was like, I got it from Joe.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
I got it from Joe. I got it from Joe Sriracha.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
His collection.
Yeah,
so I know you like hardcore. I was like, let me take that.
Oh, yeah, you got the Sheer Terror from him, too, right? Just Can't Eat Enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, anyways, all right, we're going off on a tangent. That's about all. Hit the like button, subscribe, do whatever it is that YouTube does.
Maniacs.
Yeah,
this is our hardcore series, so watch all the videos.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my hands.
It's alright, just wrap it up.
All right, fucking, I'm Abe Von Doom.
I'm Billy Bombs.
And we will fucking see you next time. I'm going to hit the stop button now.